countdown?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
On your count.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
And it's a go for Momodora. Any percent normal on PC by tohloo.
All right, so most of the time in this game, I'm gonna be trying to just keep rolling all the time, since it's the fastest form of movement. I can also do something pretty nifty. If I press jump and roll on the same frame, I can do a roll jump, and that will allow me to sort of roll through these enemies right here, sort of like this one right here. And it's pretty useful, so I can get some height and keep my horizontal speed up at the same time. So normally in this game you would like pick up the... I'm not actually going to be picking up the healing item, which is like the first thing you actually pick up in this game. That's because, well, you don't really need it. Honestly, normal is actually kind of an easy category. But one important thing is that I'm going to be trying to kill all the bosses without taking damage, and that's a really important thing for the entire run, because if you kill a boss without taking damage, you actually gain an item, which is incredibly useful. And I'll explain the items once I actually get them. I can also do a roll jump cancel. So whenever I roll jump, I can cancel the end of the roll jump with a attack. And that's pretty useful because the second part of the roll jump is actually a little bit slower compared to the startup. And that will allow me to save a couple of frames every time I cancel my roll jump. All right. So this is the first boss. I can do a setup here where I can just one-shot this boss, but that's incredibly difficult, and it's not marathon safe at all, so I'm going to be killing her in the quote-unquote normal way. Oh, wait. So I just got a DS Pearl, and that is an item which will give all of my attacks poison property. And that's really useful on a lot of bosses, especially a lot of the early ones, for extra damage. Oh, wait a second. Oh, right. So I just picked up when I entered this area, I picked up this crystal seed that I now equipped. And it's a consumable item that I can use to increase my damage by 50%. All right, so this is Mocha. Mocha can be a little bit random with the attacks he does, but he's giving me really good patterns, so he's not going to be able to hit me. All right, so I just used the fairy, and actually I'm going to look at this boss. It's pretty good. But anyway, damn it. That's unfortunate. This is her worst attack. This is where she dives and does this really long attack, which wastes, I believe, about 15 seconds or so. Ooh, okay. All right, that wasn't so bad. So I'm gonna pick up the Backman patch, and this is a castable item, sort of like Crystal Seed, and it's gonna allow me to, again, do a lot of damage, and it's actually used for another skip in the last part of the game. So another thing that's kind of important that I forgot to mention is that you can actually just you also have your apart from your regular melee attacks, you can also charge your bow. And charging your bow is actually like incredibly useful because you can keep charging while no. So uh can you try to fix it now? Okay. Uh all right. So the audio is just gonna be fixed too for a moment. Okay.
Check sa console, check le Game Sound. Il est sur 13-14. Tu vois-tu de quoi? Something just so I can see if you got any audio.
Oh.
I don't hear anything, but
No.
I do get the audio from the console. I think we're just gonna have to go with that audio because I think we have to actually restart the game.
Oh yeah.
The game after he unplugged the headphones, so the game is still. That's why you don't have any audio.
Oh okay.
You
Okay.
didn't mention anything, so I figured it. But then I realized on the stream there was no game audio.
Okay.
But
Okay, just close the game. It's fine.
yeah, there we go.
Sorry, I thought the audio was like I thought I had like a different
No, you can
okay.
still hear the game. That's
Okay.
Just get menus.
Mm. Okay. All right.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. My bad.
No problem.
Yep. All right. 1, 2, 3, go. All right. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, I just need to lower the sound a little bit. I don't know how. Okay. Yeah, that should be decent. Yeah, okay. So now I'm in the part of the game where I need to pick up 4 crest pieces. And the crest pieces are used to open up the final area in the game, and they also give you a special ability. Right here I'm just doing a slight detour to pick up the garden key, which will let me access the next area. That jump is actually very hard to do for some reason. They actually made this this jump harder in the most recent patch. For this boss, I want to keep my distance, because if I stick too close to the boss, I will actually teleport. That was really close. Wow, this is really close. You don't want her to spawn off because obviously they block arrows, but that was a decent fight actually. And she drops a really good item called the Sparse Thread. And that's another item that is a use item which does also a bunch of damage. Oh, really? So sometimes that guy will, the reason I was able to leave that screen is because that little dude that I just hit, he's supposed to throw a bomb against the wall, but the first time you go through that screen, sometimes he'll break it early. Fight you Lubello again, but this one and I actually forgot And now we're cat. The cat is pretty cute. The cat's also really fast. A cat is about, I want to say like 30% faster than just normal human. So most of the time in the late game, I want to be in cat form for whenever I want to do movement sections. But one thing about cat form that's the weakest part of cat form is that you can't actually climb ladders with cat. So you still need human form in order to move around. I'm sorry, Half, I can't do it. I'm sorry, but I cannot do the meow song like Half can. My boy Half bored me. Shoutouts. What I'm trying to do here is this, it's sort of similar to what you do in human form. It's just a roll jump cancel. Except in cat form, it's not so great. If you do a roll jump and then an attack to cancel immediately, you still gain a little bit of speed, but it's very, very minimal. But it's something you can do in these very long sections in order to gain a little bit of time. So the reason I took that big detour over to the monastery, so that I basically wanted to explore that area so that I could warp to that save point later on. Also, that's a boss, I don't know. He doesn't really do much. Alright, so here, this is the area that has the warp crest. And this will allow me to warp from checkpoint to checkpoint. Alright, so now I'm gonna head towards the, actually I forget what this, oh, there you go, Cinder Chambers. This area is actually not really, this area is very short. You only spend like 2 seconds in it. And then you fight a boss. If you drop down a platform and then use an item on the same frame, you can actually do use both at the same time. Which is a nice little thing. So unfortunately, I kind of killed her like in the middle of the arena. It's usually best if you drag her over to the right so that you waste the least amount of time moving to the next room. Well, that wasn't too bad, really. I haven't died yet, so I'm actually kind of surprised so far. Audio aside. Right, so I just picked up the air dash. And I'm gonna be trying to use it as much as possible. So now the fastest thing I could do, moving in a straight line, is in an air dash, a roll jump cancel into an air dash, which is very difficult to get the rhythm down to. Oh jeez. Sometimes if you air dash at the same time you're landing, you get like this weird roll on the ground. So I need to stand in a very specific spot for this to work. Alright. This fight is pretty easy as long as you get the setup like I just did. And the item I just picked up is Tainted Missive, and it's an item similar to the Crystal Seed, except that it gives me, I believe, 100% more damage. And it also has 2 uses, but it does consume some of my health when I use it. So this is one of the last areas. Oh, jeez. This is one of the last areas in the game. It's one of the most movement-intensive parts of the run. There's a lot of things that could kill you here. I meant to do a roll jump there, and not just jump into the spikes. I took it pretty slow there, but that's okay. These big skeleton dudes actually deal about 3/4 of my health, so if I get hit by one, it's gonna make it so I die in one hit, which I don't want to. So the item I just picked up there is the Sealed Wind, and I actually need that in order to get the best ending in the game. At some point I will backtrack to the monastery in order to get the upgraded leaf, which is the requirement for the best ending. stand in a very specific spot. I don't think this will work. Alright, cool. The first phase of that fight, when you fight the armored lady, that's the toughest part, because she can be very, very unpredictable. And there's a setup for that fight in order to manipulate her attack pattern, but I sort of messed it up a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. Oh, whoops. Alright, so this is the other use for backdash. So right there I hit a lever on the screen and that sort of, that hit a lever and like, remove the wall so that I can actually, go through the rest of that castle. But right here I worked back because I'm gonna use a sealed wind in order to get the leaf upgrade I need to get the best ending. Oh man, please. So in that fight, the one that always flies the lowest is the one that's actually the real one. And before I actually hit her, I used Tainted Missive, which pretty much doubles my damage. So that's why I was able to quick kill her so fast. So I only have the very last boss. And this boss is actually, the first phase is the hardest, really. What do I need here? Okay. So I need to use Tainted Missive and then use a very specific combo in order to kill her before she dies. The second time, I do a That's good enough. Okay, I sort of messed that up a little bit. Normally, she would die with just I believe, 1 sparse thread use. But it's kind of difficult to do. Time. Alright. Alright, cool. Yeah, that's good. That's not bad. That's Momodora 4. Hope you like the run. This game is actually pretty active, like pretty much all the time. Certainly after halves, AGDQ, SGDQ run, sorry. So it's a pretty easy game to learn, so if you want to pick it up, there's a Discord for it. There's tons of people there that'll help you out if you want to learn this game. It's super easy to get into, and it has a lot of depth to it, even though your skill set is actually kind of limited. Yeah, I can hear you. I want to apologize again for the audio issues at the beginning. I didn't. That was kind of my fault. I didn't realize the sound was off because I usually practice this game
Yeah,
with the sound
no
off.
worries. It's the beginning of the marathon. I was actually a little bit of a, I don't know, my head was somewhere else.
All right.
And I forgot the audio check on your part, so I do apologize for that. But that was a great run. That's actually a pretty great game. I'm going to have to play it myself after the marathon for sure.
Yeah, it's really good.
But most definitely, it was great. So everyone, big round of applause for tohloo and his great run. All right, so stay tuned, everyone. Coming up next, we have Desfell, who's gonna run Reverie casual 10-town members on PC. So we're gonna get right to setup, and we'll be right back.